Harbor Explorer is a channel known for calm, peaceful wilderness adventures, the kind of videos people watch to escape the noise and chaos of everyday life. And that's exactly what this trip to Bindari National Park was meant to be. A quiet hike, fresh air, nothing more. But on this trip, Harbor and his friend Shiru would stumble upon one of the most unsettling discoveries you can make in the woods, not just because of what they found, but because of what had already happened in that exact place years earlier. And once you hear the full story, it becomes clear why this encounter leaves such a lingering sense of dread.
There's no footprints, so that's a dog print there.
That's a big ass dog.
Yeah, it's the big ones. There's a couple of them. It's a little bit wetter. Yeah. So look how far in the mud they are.
Did you bring a knife? There's a few fairly decent sized bloody dog prints there. Decent sized animal. Not too concerned about it, but that's why I always carry a knife anyway, just in case.
At first, nothing feels immediately wrong. They're alert, but not alarmed. Still, Harbor mentions why he always carries a knife, just in case. Out here, you never know what kind of wildlife you might cross paths with. It's a casual comment, but in hindsight, it feels ominous. As they continue hiking deeper into the park, they notice something that doesn't belong. Branches deliberately cut, clean slices, precise. Someone has been using this area recently, or at least intentionally. The forest feels disturbed. After roughly an hour of hiking, they come across something that instantly changes the mood of the entire trip.
All right, here we are. It's a bit weird, eh? It's like a kid's bag there. I can't believe it's still standing. Yeah, so who knows how long this thing's been here. I mean, the body of the fella was found, I think, 2009. So if it is his, I'm not good at maths, what's that? 15 years or so ago? Surely it can't still be standing. We're gonna have a look around and see what we can find. What is it?
Date of manufacture is 2000, 28th of the 3rd, 2007.
Yeah, right. Bloody hell.
Good to see.
So it could be that old, eh? Oh, that's a pair of track pants. Lift the bag up, wouldn't surprise me if there's a bloody small line under there.
There's all orange paint inside it. A travel tag. Is there a name on it? Oh, it's a coke wrapper. Is it?
Dunno.
What brand bag is it?
There's nothing in it, eh? Yeah, so I don't know if that's a batch number or if that's
You can tell
08, 05, which, if that's 05, that puts it in the date range, eh?
Is it a 4-bolt? 9-bolt.
6.
Here's where the full story comes in. About 15 years earlier, a man's torso was discovered in the creek near this very area. Just the torso. Nothing else was ever found. According to local stories, the man loved this national park. He visited often, wild camping and hiking far from populated trails. So when Harbor and Shiru see an abandoned tent sitting deep in the forest, no other people around for kilometers, the connection becomes impossible to ignore. Dates written inside the tent, 2005 and 2007, align disturbingly well with the time the man went missing. The realization settles in slowly. They may be standing in the last place this person ever set up shelter. the last place he felt safe. As that thought sinks in, something else happens.
Yeah, it's creepy in here, eh? I don't know, it's just got a weird feeling. I don't know, you probably would have heard on the video just then there was like a horn noise. It was only sounded man-made and it was only 100 metres or so away, so it's pretty much the way we're heading down this waterfall. If this was the actual tent of the torso that was found. Bloody weird. Alright, we're gonna get out of this creepy spot, head down the creek, find this waterfall, then we'll jet out of here. Now, just to add another level of creepiness to the tent and the whole story, there's a supposed cult. Or yeah, it's a bit of a known story that there's a cult living, bit of a community sort of thing, down the bottom of this creek. Not sure if it's true, again, just a story, but adds another level to it.
Just one more unsettling detail added to an already deeply disturbing day. Harbour and Chiru decide it's time to leave. They pack up and begin making their way back, passing the abandoned tent one final time before starting the long hike back to their car. And that's when the questions start to linger. Was it really just a tragic accident? A solo camper swept into the creek during a flood and carried down that brutal canyon? Or is there a darker connection between the severed torso and the stories of a cult rumored to live nearby? The tent still remains there today, silent, forgotten, a monument to someone who came into the wilderness searching for peace and adventure, but may have found something far more final. The real question is, how did he actually die?
I mean, if old mate slipped in here somewhere during flood time and got washed down there a little bit, I don't think you'd be able to get out. And that would probably do enough damage to turn you into just a torso, but it's speculation, we don't know that, so. But yeah, it's a gnarly canyon.
On October 22nd, 2023, the YouTube channel Gundog uploaded what was supposed to be a simple hunting video, a routine goose hunt in rural Georgia. Nothing unusual, just a group of friends standing in a field, waiting on birds, expecting an ordinary day. But by nightfall, that calm would be replaced with something far more disturbing, the kind of tension that doesn't fade once you leave the woods. The day started early. The group had scouted the pond the afternoon before and counted over 100 geese landing there. For Georgia, that number was rare, almost too good, the kind of sign that fills hunters with excitement and false confidence.
A little bit more. That's good, that's good, that's good.
Nice and heavy. We're out here on another hopefully a goose shoot today. These little boys scouted out this place that I have a piece of permission on, and there was 111 on this pond yesterday. And by the way, we are in Georgia, in case you didn't know that, so that's like 100 more than what it usually is.
Pretty much in Missouri.
Yeah. But yeah, we're out here. It's October 22nd. Beautiful day. Supposed to be somewhat sunny. Got the decoys out. Teamos are ready to rock and roll. Got our rocks ready for.
Woo!
We got our rocks ready for our motion. But yeah, we're gonna have a good time either way, so hopefully we get on them. Y'all stay tuned.
They set their decoys, built their blinds, and waited. For hours, nothing happened. The pond sat silent. The air felt wrong. Then, without warning, a massive group of geese locked onto the water and dropped straight into the decoys. The moment shattered the stillness.
Oh my god, get ready, get ready, get ready.
Ready?
Yeah! 3 for 3. Come on, baby!
Go to the right, as fast as you can.
Here they come. Here they come.
Huh? Dude, that was freaking wild. How many do we have on the water?
I don't know.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 on the bank, 1 in the field, 11. Make it 12. No way we killed all.
That was stupid. Holy cow. Out of nowhere. We've been here for 2 hours. Nothing. And we just hear bah. We just look up and there's like, I don't know, 12 of them locked up. Fell right into the decoys. JP's shooting. Well, that one's gonna get away. Anyways, that was absolutely insane.
The hunters reacted instantly. In one sudden burst of chaos, they dropped 12 geese. It was the kind of hunt people talk about for years, until it stopped being about birds. As Luke moved to retrieve a crippled goose, a figure appeared. An older man came storming down from the house on the hill, rage written across his face.
All right, guys. So pretty much went to go pick up the geese, and guy who leases a property right next to us got pretty mad. Thinks that we don't have permission. Zoom in on the Jeep. He cussed us out. He's not very happy. We have all rights and permissions to be doing this. We're doing everything legal. Can't really get in trouble, but he's kind of ruining our moment, so it's kind of unfortunate. But this is about to be a big sort of ordeal. But make an interesting YouTube video.
Alrighty everybody, it's after the fact now, and now comes the nitty gritty of this actual video. I guess I'll go ahead and give a little story of what happens, and I'll be throwing in GoPro clips of important pieces, everything that I got, to hopefully make this story make sense. But basically what happened is we shot all the geese that came in, and some cripples went down and floated and swam off to the other end of the lake where the landowner, where we had permission's house was. And around this pond is a bunch of pasture fields that apparently the landowner leases to some cattle workers, some farmers. They do it for hay. And anyway, so as Luke is headed down to get one of the cripples down by the house, an older gentleman comes storming down through the backyard and basically yells and cusses Luke out, basically saying, what the beep is people doing on this land? Nobody told me. How the beep did people get into this property? I want to see licenses, I want to see duck stamps, basically all this just stuff. And Luke's just sitting there like, I don't even really know what's going on. I was the one that was able to get permission. This is my permission piece, and I was able to invite everyone, and Luke got caught in this sticky situation. Basically the dude was just yelling at him, saying we didn't have the right to be there, and eventually just storms back up the hill, and Luke comes back and he's telling us this. And as he's telling the story, a Jeep comes roaring down through the field next to the pond and starts heading to the directions of our trucks.
According to Luke, the man immediately began screaming, cursing, demanding licenses, accusing the group of hunting illegally. He claimed they had no right to be there, even though the hunters were retrieving birds from water they had permission to hunt. He refused to listen, declared Luke a trespasser, then turned and marched back up the hill. For a moment, it seemed over. It wasn't. Minutes later, a Jeep came tearing through a nearby pasture, barreling toward the hunters' trucks. Dust kicked up behind it like a warning.
Basically what the older gentleman was saying was that we had, all of us in the party had to have written permission from the landowner to hunt the pond, and that is not true. I looked at the law in Georgia. It is not like that. In the situation we were in, we were perfectly legal, getting permission, just talking to the man. And yeah, he was basically telling us just to go out there and shoot as many geese as we want. So we had everything good on that end. And then he was also throwing up the argument that he leases all of the pasture land, but if we had just driven through the backyard of the guy's house, of the landowner's house, and driven a boat across the pond to hunt around the pond, he wouldn't have cared if we killed every goose in the county.
He insisted they were breaking Georgia law by not carrying written permission on their person. He claimed it was mandatory for every hunter. But the truth is, in Georgia, verbal permission is legally acceptable in many situations, especially when backed by text message proof. A signed letter isn't strictly required for every member of a hunting party if the landowner has granted access. None of that mattered. The older man continued lecturing them, bragging that he'd hunted all over the country and knew exactly what the law said. He complained about being startled while feeding his cows, demanded to see duck stamps and hunting licenses, criticized the group for driving across grass he claimed was meant for cattle feed. Even when the hunters explained that the landowner had told them exactly where to park and how to access the pond, the man refused to back down. After a long, uncomfortable standoff, the confrontation ended in a strange compromise. The man gave a half-hearted approval. He told them they could continue hunting, as long as they parked at the house and entered the pond a specific way. Conditions that changed nothing about what they were already allowed to do. The encounter left the hunters shaken, frustrated, unnerved, relieved only because it didn't escalate into something far worse. What did you make of this encounter? Let me know. If you're enjoying this story, subscribing really helps the channel grow. It's free, and it allows me to keep bringing you more real encounters like this. This video was uploaded on July 5th, 2025 by the channel D's Dark Adventures. For longtime followers, this wasn't just another camping vlog or casual ghost hunt. This was different. D's channel is built on raw, unfiltered live streams and overnight investigations in places most people would never step foot in. But in this video, what begins as a routine nighttime exploration slowly unravels into something far more disturbing, an uncontrolled descent that leaves even experienced paranormal viewers unsettled. The investigation takes place deep inside a remote wooded area, far from roads, homes, or help. Dee arrives prepared, multiple light sources, trigger objects like motion-activated balls, an open mind. She isn't there to provoke or challenge anything. Her goal is simple: to document, communicate, and experience whatever may be present. But almost immediately, it becomes clear that this night will not follow any familiar pattern.
I had to change my light again. Fuck. They keep turning my lights. They were quiet. And then that whistle. I'm freaking out, guys. I can't do this. Something's wrong. They're everywhere. They're all on each side of me. And those damn things. What? It's not dogs. If it's coyotes, I've never heard them before. You're freaking me out, dude. Hello? Hello? Oh my god, dude. What is happening? Something's wrong, dude.
At first, the changes are subtle. Her lights begin to fail. Equipment that had worked perfectly earlier starts dimming, flickering, and dying without explanation. As she swaps batteries, the atmosphere thickens. The forest grows unnaturally quiet, followed by the unmistakable sound of movement just beyond the edge of her flashlight beam. Then come the whistles. They're faint at first, controlled, deliberate, human, or something carefully imitating human behavior. Dee describes it live as it happens. Whistles echo from multiple directions, shifting positions, as if whatever is out there is slowly circling her. She tries to stay calm, to ground herself. She begins singing nursery rhymes, her voice unsteady but deliberate, hoping to keep herself composed and perhaps comfort any spirits she believes may be nearby. But the singing doesn't calm the environment. It activates it. The motion-activated balls begin lighting up, multiple at the same time, placed several feet apart. Dee tries to rationalize it, but that becomes impossible when the lights start triggering in patterns, not randomly, almost responsively, almost as if something is reacting to her voice.
I can keep singing if you want me to keep singing. Touch that ball. Thank you. Okay, I'll sing again. Okay, what's a different one? Let's see. Oh God, I know all kinds of nursery rhymes. Why can't I think of one right now? Guys, help me out here. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. I've had it. Dude, no. No. Dude, it's doing it again. Thank you. Do you like that? Did you guys hear the guy screaming again?
Then, in the distance, a man's scream cuts through the trees. It isn't part of a group. D is alone. The scream comes again, loud, primal, filled with rage. Not just a yell, but something raw and violent, close enough to carry clearly through the woods. Panic creeps into her voice as she whispers that she needs to leave, even as she struggles to keep the live stream running. She knows her audience wants to see what happens next, but every instinct in her body is telling her to get out. She tries to make sense of it. Coyotes, another camper, anything logical, but the sound doesn't match. It doesn't behave like wildlife, and it doesn't fade.
Shut up.
At one point, she notices a shadow figure standing directly in front of her. It doesn't move, it doesn't approach, it just stands there, watching. When she swings her light toward it, the figure vanishes instantly, but the activity doesn't stop. Her equipment continues to malfunction. Lights flicker, batteries drain. The infrared fails completely, and yet the motion-activated balls remain active, the only consistent sign of something still engaging. They light up when she speaks, when she sings, and sometimes even when she stands in complete silence.
What is that? Look at that thing to the left. Right there. What is that? Why is it dimming? Don't do that. What are you? What is that? It's blurring. Movement around me. Stop. Okay. There's something peeking right there around the corner. And there's something flat on the ground that's black with a white face. I'm not watching behind me. Sorry guys, I'm moving you over. I didn't mean to. That. What is that? Oh, please work. My light won't. It's moved. And then there's a thing looking around the corner there. I don't like it. That's a dark shadow, dude.
In the end, she calls it. Dee leaves the area visibly shaken, her voice trembling as she thanks whatever spirits or entities may have been present. But she makes one thing clear: she's done for the night. This wasn't just a paranormal investigation, it was survival. And for those watching, it's a chilling reminder. Sometimes, the most terrifying part of the woods isn't what you can see. It's what stays hidden just beyond the reach of the light. And that brings tonight's video to an end. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and check the cards on screen for more disturbing encounters caught on camera.